सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Mahayogi Swami Umananda Saraswati ki jai. I humbly seek the blessings of Bhagwan Nityananda, Muktanand Baba and my revered Gurudev Mahayogi Swami Umananda Saraswati. Before I take to my next talk, I think this is E16. Yeah, E16, or I think it's I think it's E16. We are anyway going to cover the questions from 50, sort of 55, 56 to almost 60. So let us see, we have come far away. What is Kundalini? Now the question should have been, who is Kundalini? In our Indian approach, we need to ask ourselves, who is Kundalini? The Westerners ask, what is Kundalini? What is the difference? We normally personify Kundalini in the form of some goddess. And the Westerners try to personify her in form of some energy. So it's Shakti, it's finally Shakti. Whatever you are comfortable with. If you want to call her energy, she will be like energy to you. If you want to call her a goddess, she will work as goddess with you. So for me, I prefer having the approach of a goddess. I like to personify it. It makes me feel more associated with something I can interact with. So let's say, what is Kundalini? So Kundalini is the divine power of Shiva. Shiva. Now, I had given an example in Shiva Sutra. We'll be coming to that when you attend my workshops on Shiva Sutra, which are now in Marathi. They are starting on 10th October. Probably the English one will start again little later. But simultaneously, I am doing two workshops, Kundalini Yoga and Shiva Sutra. So in Shiva Sutra, you can attend any one. Just send me your names on 9511602400, and you can enroll for these programs. As and when we start those programs, you will be intimated, informed. Okay. Now, I had explained to you how we are like a ray is to sun. Like a ray is to sun. We individual eyes or I, or let's call it Chitta, Citta. We individual Chitta, which is you, me, all of us. So that is relevant with the Chit, Cit. Like ray is to sun, Chitta is to Chit. This is very simple to understand. A ray has emerged out of sun ray, and Chitta has emerged out of Chit. Now the ray, the moment it has emerged, it has taken up the form of object. The sun becomes the subject and the ray became the object. Similarly, the moment Chitta emerged out of Chit, Chitta becomes the object and Chit becomes the subject. So original subject, our source is Chit. The source of the ray is sun. Our parent body is Chit. Now the moment it has become Chitta, now this is, let's say this is one universal whole. Like the sun, it's a universal consciousness. Now we have become Chitta. We have just emerged out of it. And we have got sort of disconnected. Or rather, let's say we are connected through Chitti. Like the ray is connected to the sun, however far ray goes, there is a connection. Otherwise, he will not be able to radiate the light. Similarly, we will not be able to radiate the qualities of awareness in the world if we are disconnected totally. So this connecting thread, we can call it Chitti, and Kundalini is considered to be the Chitti incarnation in our body. There is air all around, and in us we call it breath. Proportion is definitely smaller. The breath, the air content in our body and the air content in the universe is huge. So we call it breath. Similarly, the chitta that we are having has within us chitti, Citti, and we all emerge from chit, Cit, universal consciousness. Now, what is Kundalini? So, Kundalini is this, the flowing Shiva, the active Shiva, the Shiva which is connecting us, this, just like the sun is directly not landing in the houses of the people. Otherwise, we won't be able to live. It is just sending a ray of it. Similarly, God has not landed totally in our houses, but He has sent a ray of it to us. And that is Chitti, Citti, and she is Kundalini. When she is universally occupying, we call her Akula Kundalini. And when she is within our body, we call her Kula Kundalini or just Kundalini. So she is an awareness. She is an awareness program. In computer we have, like how we have, you need to search, you tap Google. Like that, you want any powers, you have to tap Kundalini. She is an awareness program. So she will give you all the knowledge that we require. Now what is this Kundalini? She is a divine power of Shiva. The ray has the same qualities of the sun. So Chitti also has the same qualities of the Chit. So Shakti, Adi Shakti or the Kundalini has the same power of the Shiva. The universal consciousness Chit is called Shiva. So it's easy to understand this way. Now Kundalini is a divine power of Shiva and everything on earth gets manifested due to her alone. It's a very beautiful, look at that, and she's within us. She's like Atma within us, the Atma, the mother within, the knower within. The knower within, actually. It is Shiva, the knower within is Shiva. But Shiva is directly not, just like the sun is not directly interacting with the human, but he is interacting through rays. Shiva is also interacting through its Shakti. It doesn't come directly. It sends its Shakti to us. The power, the flowing power which can be applied in our lives. So that power is sent. I'll give you, suppose your parents are rich and you are staying separately. Now, if you need any help, they may not come and stay directly with you. They may send some money to you. They may send some people to help you. Or they may put in a word for something. So they will not come directly. Similarly, God is not coming directly to us. He is sending this Kundalini to us. Because we are able to then withhold her. She can stay within us. She is there like a breath. We can withhold the breath. We have breath in us. We have air in us. But what if the whole entire universal air has to rush into our nose? We would die. We would die. But anyway, yes. So similarly, this Kundalini is the divine power of Shiva and everything on earth gets manifested due to her. I had told her, we had said that whenever she wakes up in Kundalini Yoga program, I have told about 17 powers. The moment Kundalini wakes up and makes her journey to the Sahasrara, she is energy. She is like energy. She crosses these chakras, which are energy centers. Now, all this gives us a very technical and scientific feeling. But instead of that, if you look at her as a personification of goddess, then you can relate more easily that she is there with you. She will help you to overcome your weaknesses of earth element. Like she will help you to develop the powers of these earth element, the water element. They will be tapped. So you will be able to have stability. You will be able to have, because that is the quality of the earth. Then you will develop Atmiyata, that is a nearness to everybody, which is a quality of water, a flowing feeling, very easy with everyone. Then you have the authority, quality of authority, which is the power of Agni, which is there in your Manipur chakra, and then she will give you the correct affection. The correct affection, the level of affection should be correct with everybody. I mean, if that has gone wrong, obviously somewhere the heart chakra has gone wrong. The heart starts beating. So if it goes wrong, then you tend to take fancy for somebody and becomes difficult. Anyway, then you should not be drawn too much to a negative force. You must have the right sort of interaction with people. That is heart chakra. Then Vishuddha chakra. You are able to express your views. Otherwise, you are unable to express if it is not healthy. So that is the quality of the space element, words related. Then there is light here, which is again part of Agni, but it is the light feature of Agni, not the heat. The heat is in the Nabhi, and this is the light feature. Therefore, the seer is here. Seer is here. And then you have Sahasrar, which is supposed to be the way you can unite with the union. You can attain union with God. So Kundalini, she reaches from all these chakras, from one chakra at the base, which is Muladhara. She comes to Swadhisthana, the belly, below the belly button. Then she comes to Manipur, the belly button. Then Anahat, the heart chakra. Then Vishuddha, the throat chakra. Then Ajna chakra, this is here. And of course Sahasrar, that is the crown chakra. So this is her journey. And along with that, she radiates her powers through us. And what are her powers? She has the powers of Shiva as well as Shakti. Shiva's creation, sustenance, dissolution, Nigraha Anugraha, Utpatti Sthiti Laya Nigraha Anugraha. That is control as well as assimilation. That is, these are the 5 powers of Shiva. And hers are Kala, Kriya, Ved, Mantra, Jnana. Kala, Kala is proficiency. Then Kriya, activity. Then Ved, the existing knowledge that is there. And mantra, that is advice given to the seeker. And mantra, and then Jnana. Jnana is the creative potential of the information you have got. Ved is the information you have got, and now the creative force of it is Jnana, which emerges through you. So these are the powers which are given to us. So as she goes up. Now, everything on earth gets manifested because of her. You are able to do it. So if we have her with us, she's actually there with us. But if we tap her, we need to tap. Like how children have art of drawing, but we need to tap it so it grows. As an artist might be having a good voice, he needs to be trained. So something like that, we need to tap this energy and it grows. In us, we look upon her as Jagan Mata, means Jagadamba, I wanted to say. Jagadamba, she is the universal goddess in us. And for me, my Gurudev is Kundalini. She's also Shiva. She's also Kundalini. I want to give her all the names which are considered as revered and holy, so that I feel I'm serving her. In creating the manifested form, the divine power, Kundalini, minimizes her capacity of permeation and surrounds herself with the matter of manifested form. Now, in creating the manifestation, for creation, she just decides, she puts her will there. She accompanies your will with it. And then she gathers all the required material around it. I'll give you an example. Suppose you need, let's say you need a particular type of okay, let's start with something. Suppose you want to make some sweet dish for the Lord in the house. Just the other day, my brother called me up and he said he saw Bhagwan Nityananda, my Param Guru, in his dream, and he saw him eating. So he asked me, he says, what do you think it could signify? So I said, since it was eating, why don't you do one thing? Offer some prasad at home. So, and Nityanand Baba used to love uh, banana, the raw banana converted into fried bhaji, we call it. That is some sort of a, um, it's taken, dipped in this some flour, and then it is fried in the oil. So that was something he used to like. So I recommended that and some sweet rice. I said, you can make it with it. And he did it. The best part of it was he did it in implicit faith. And luckily, without expecting, he had 3 couples visiting him. And they had as if come to receive the prasad. So somewhere this manifestation comes around. Anything required surrounding to it, the rest of it is brought together. That is the power of creation. That is the power of creation in Kundalini. It just comes around. It happens, whatever we need. Even suppose we need let's say we are in a street where there is no transport and we are waiting for some transport to come. You think of God and all. Somebody will come by that side and they'll come and they'll just, you'll get it. Because the power of manifesting things needed by the seeker and the aspirant just manifest around. They are gathered, they are collected. When she is awakened and desires to merge herself with the unmanifested Shiva, she minimizes the influence of the manifested form. Now, this is very beautiful. This is very beautiful. And the moment she rises from Ajna Chakra to Sahasrara and she merges in Shiva, it's her own energy. It's her own energy. It's Shiva's energy. Flowing Shiva is Shakti, and passive, active, I will call you, not flowing, I'll say active Shiva is Shakti, and passive Shakti is Shiva. So when she merges, when active and passive merge into a solid universal power in you, then what happens? The worldly manifestation around that starts having little influence on you. She minimizes the influence of the manifested world. Which is the manifested world? Your friends, your circle, your profession, your career, your money, your bank balance, all this, they do matter. Not that they don't matter, but the influence which could be, sometimes it is overbearing. That influence becomes overbearing. That can be minimized. Now this is Kundalini. She minimizes the influence of the manifested form around by allowing her true form to appear. Now she is only power. She is only power. She doesn't need to carry things around. I'm also getting small experiences of it so beautifully. I go to the ashram to stay for one night, and then when I go there, I get. I don't carry food or something, but some devotee comes and they bring some food for me, and somebody comes. So whatever is required by me, without any expectation, they just happen to manifest there. And not that I express it or ask them to send it or something. It's done out of their own choice, but it comes, it happens. So can Kundalini be seen in the body? Yes, I have seen her in the form of a gold, a small rod of gold, very thin, like a little finger, as about that. When I was in Bangalore, I was taking a workshop on Kundalini, and I was saying the Dhun Om Namah Shivaya. As I was saying it, first Nityanand Baba came and he sat there, and later one yogi came, very thin and fragile, and he came and sat near me. It was so close that I reached over the harmonium to touch his feet. He was so visible, with my eyes closed, he was so visible that I reached over the harmonium to touch the feet. And then suddenly when I touched, he said, look here, this is Kundalini. So there was a sort of a golden line going from here, which I could see. He had just ribs, very frail, the ribs were very prominent, but in that the gold was shining with the radiance, like aura around it. So Kundalini can be seen, but otherwise she can even be seen in the forms of gurus, in the forms of goddesses, gods, in the form of miraculous situations, unexpected surprises. All these are nothing but her manifestations. Whenever you are happy, or you are perceived some situation and you've got a solution. The solution, the answer, the joy, all these are just nothing but manifestations of Kundalini. So Kundalini is a divine power, and can we see electricity by naked eye? No, it needs a bulb. So something like that. You need a human form or an idol, or you can even have the situations. Like, what do you call that? Noun is the name of a person, place, and a thing. Exactly. So any person, place, anything, any situation, anything which gives you joy, which gives you solution, Sat Chit and Ananda. Sat exists in knowledge, bliss, and knowledge, bliss, and desired knowledge, I'll say. Knowledge and bliss. When you get that, you be sure that it is a manifestation of Kundalini. We can see its effect in the form of spark or light. Yes, sometimes you can even see when you close, a person comes and he is supposed to be as mediator of some situation, you need help. You will see a small light come like a light, a glow, dewdrop if it is under the light, the radiating light, if a dewdrop is there, how it will appear. Something like that when they come. Some light comes near them, as if to tell you that I have sent this person, so make use of this person for your situation. It's a very beautiful way. Similarly, Kundalini is seen in the form of light or heat, or seen as dynamism in individuals. For spiritually developed eyes, even dynamism. Yes, a person can very confidently come here. He displays all the qualities and with goodness. With goodness. Bhaga in Ved means qualities, and Bhagavan is the man with qualities. There are 6 qualities: Yasha, Sri, Audarya, Jnana, Vairagya, Aishwarya. Shad. So Shadgun Sampanna we call it. It's full of these 6 qualities. So these were the qualities of Sri Krishna. So they used to call him Bhagwan Krishna. Okay. So Kundalini is seen in the form of light or felt as heat or seen as dynamism in individuals. For spiritually developed eyes, her appearance is inescapable. A person who does meditation, and if she comes around, yes, she will be seen. For once in my room, I saw a goddess of Kolhapur. I would call her goddess. She was like a Kali with her hair open. She was blue, totally blue in color. And her waistline was at the rooftop, that level was that big. She was so huge. And she was walking in the house. And her walking was like a thudding, powerful footstep. Well, her appearance is inescapable and her description is found in scriptures. Once initiated, do we truly live a new life? Yes. Just as a burning candle, when held upright, will throw light around in darkness, the divine power awakened Kundalini will spread divine light all around. Siddha Yoga lectures of my Gurudev in Marathi were extremely beautiful. Thank God I took them down. Thank God I took them down. I had actually got myself into the ashram of my Gurudev after my Gurudev passed away, took Nirvana. I went to the ashram to stay, and I gave the reason that I'm going for PhD. And one fine morning, the trustees asked me, what have you worked on? Let us see. And then at that day, I had just taken down the notes of Siddha Yoga. So I went to Gurudev, was sitting, I said, no, I don't have anything ready to show. So she said, just frame 100 questions on each subject and you will get the text ready. And by evening, I think I had all the paragraph of thoughts converted into questions. For example, if there is a description of Bombay written down, the question would be, how is Bombay? Something like that. So the moment I emerged the question, the answers were there. I just wrote the questions and somehow the book got ready. And of course, that was my first book. Here, this is the one I got. This was my first book, and it was published at the hands of my father. Setu Madhurao Pagadi. And not only that, I was to speak as a writer of the book, I had to express my views. So when he heard me, he said, my daughter will one day be able to address international crowd, and she has got the qualities of Plato and Aristotle. Coming from my father, he was himself a very enlightened person. He's himself written 67 books, 8,500 articles, and he is Setu Madhurao Pagadi, known in all of Maharashtra as a very prominent historian. Well, he's my father, and thank God I'm blessed. So, like as the Kundalini, the light, you turn the light and you hold a torch also. If you hold it with the light up, then it covers a lot of area. So the area becomes widespread when you see it upwards, forward, and all. Similarly, Kundalini also, because she is going upward, the moment she spreads the light around it also occupies, and then we are able to see the world in the correct perception. Light here means perception. Light doesn't have to be the tube light that we have, but the perception, understanding, in the light of understanding. So we are able to see the world around. The world truly will become more clear. We've got, now sometimes I feel very sad. Almost out of 100, 99 houses have couples fighting. With every day they fight. Every day they fight. They are supposed to be the ones who are supposed to love each other. But they will be nice to everyone else in the world but to their husband, or the husband to his wife. So this is a very sad picture. That's why matrimony is falling apart now. The concept of matrimony is falling apart. However, that's very sad, because they lack this light in their life. They lack this divine light. You are made of spirit and matter. You cannot just keep on collecting matter more and more and more and more, and spirit absolutely undeveloped. You have to have the spirit equally developed, because you're made of spirit and matter. You are made of spirit and matter. The spirit element has to also grow. So give at least 1 hour for the growth of spiritual matter in you by trying to read some holy texts, or trying to do some mantras, or do some meditation, and try to let it grow with you. Because only matter one day, we have seen movies on Netflix and all, they end up at bars, they end up with corruption, with the drugs, with murders. And this is not something which world actually God expects of a man. I mean, man is not designed for this. But because they don't allow the spiritual matter to grow with them, they end up only with material, and they call it success, but I wouldn't call it success. I mean, if it is going to end you up going into bars and dancing and wearing bare clothes, and then drugs, drinking drugs to be happy, then that cannot be a world designed for a man if he is given an intellect. There must be something more than that. So anyway, so you must let the spirit light also grow equally with the matter light. I'm not saying leave matter. You enjoy the matter life, but also let the spirit grow with you. Let it grow with you. Every day you feed little, nourish little. You have pets in the house, you are helping them to grow. You have some friends, sometimes you have your parents in the house, you are helping them to live. So like that, let spirit in you, let it survive in you. Let it survive, let it grow in you. You can manifest, personify it in any form. You can personify it as an idol, as a mantra, as an elderly person in the house, or you try to develop that and you manifest it, but go with it. Let the spirit grow with your element of matter. What do you mean? Yeah, the change in our understanding capacity then makes living easier. The moment you are able to see the situation in the light of Kundalini, you don't need anger to dissolve it. You can do it with just words, or maybe the words will matter so that you don't need to be angry. So something very beautiful starts happening. This is very important that you do study Kundalini Yoga. My workshop is there. Those who wish to, I can initiate you and start you on that. Of course, if you need to grow, I can be with you all throughout the journey, but it is up to you how you would like to grow with it. What do you mean by clearer picture of the world? Now we begin to see the divine power, the hand of the Lord in every situation. The moment you start seeing the hand of the Lord, as I explained to you, Chit, Chiti, and Chitta. Now, Chitta starts seeing that, okay, there is a hand of this universal Lord which is coming to my life. A very beautiful story I remember here. The man who argues with God, he says, every time I was in trouble, you were missing. Whenever I had problems, you were not there. So he said, what makes you say that? God says. So he says, here, look at these footsteps. These are the places where I was, there are only 2 footsteps. Otherwise, there are 4. So wherever there were 2, I remember there were crises in my life. So God smiles. He says, see them closely. They are my footsteps. I had to pick you up and carry you. So, because you were so demoralized that you couldn't even walk. So that is something, that is Chitti Shakti. We begin to see the divine hand in everything around. Remember one thing, for us an easy formula is if you are happy, it is the grace of God. If you are successful, it's the graceful hand of God. Everything, you just relate it with that and slowly you will start understanding the secret. Today you will say, no, why shouldn't I take the credit? Take the credit, but say, by the grace of God, I got this. By the grace of God, my efforts got results. Something like that you say. Whatever is most comfortable for you. But try to relate with it. Try to relate with the spirit. Without the spirit, matter doesn't have any life. It is Shava. It is Shava. It is dead body. And with spirit, it is Shiva. It's Lord. So it's a Shiva and Shava. You can imagine the difference. So we begin to see the divine power, Chitti Shakti alone, deciding in the whole universe, all throughout last 72 years of my life. If I have ups and downs, I remember there was always a hand which pulled me out of some. If you read my life, it's on Kindle, philosophy, life of a philosopher, Uma Priya. Journey. So I don't remember the title. So Uma Priya is the name. Uma is my guru's name, and Priya, I wanted to be her dearest one. So I have given the book myself. Author's name is Uma Priya. Anyway, that is that. So it tells you how she is there. At my level, I would only say you see all situations in our lives which are actively supported by this energy, or you call her Kundalini. Does the awakened Kundalini find her way to Shiva? Yes. Kundalini needs to be awakened by a Siddha Guru as well as needs to be regulated by Siddha Guru. So the moment Guru initiates us, she is awakened. She starts a journey. But we've got to let her do it. Like if the children are in the house and you have introduced a teacher in their life, the child has to get the tuitions. The child has to sit and study. So something like that, even we need to sit and give some time for meditation and study at the hands of the teacher. Because just as wrongly directed electric current could cause danger, Kundalini Shakti also, if it is not channeled correctly, it can cause danger. But don't be afraid of it because she is a power herself. The moment you understand who she is, you don't need to worry. The moment you understand who she is, you don't need to worry. Now, okay, we have this. Some disciples experience tremendous heat within their body during meditation. How could we minimize the effect? There was a time, once I was in a working college. I was a librarian in a college. And at that time, I could feel they were like flushes. It was so hot. My head was so hot. I could dry. It was not fever. I could just feel the heat. And I was trying to keep the dipped my kerchief dipped in water. I was trying to keep it here so that there's a feeling of coolness. And I was surprised at the rate in which that kerchief was drying up. Then I called up my Gurudev and I said, this is happening to me. He said, doesn't matter, go ahead, don't worry, you keep on going. Now what is it? It is that heat treatment. Like how you get the heat treatment of uh, in for the gold, and then you can turn it into some sort of an ornament. Like that, we also have this Kundalini awakening, gives you heat treatment. My Gurudev used to say, if you have cough and cold, he used to say, you meditate, let the energy create heat, let your diseases get burnt, and then you can come close to me. So we can dissolve all the illnesses with the help of Kundalini Jagriti. You have to keep on meditating. She is the only answer we have to all problems in the world. We have got to understand that she is active Shiva. There's a lot I can tell, but we may not, the YouTube may not have this time. It's already 35 minutes, so I'll carry it later. This is Swami Radhikananda from Pune. We are doing 100 questions on Siddha Yoga, and we have come to almost question number 60. So 60 for English seekers, and for Marathi seekers, we still need to cover another 4, so which will come later. So yes, keep studying.